All right, in this video, we'll write our first React component using TypeScript. And just let me clean this up real quick. We're not using the logo anymore, so I can delete that. I'll delete the logo file itself. All right, and we shouldn't get any complaints anymore. And now we have a nice blank slate. I'm going to write a very simple component first. I'm going to be using functional components only. We'll use React hooks. If you know about class-based components, they're somewhat of an old hat thing in React. You'll still see them, but we can do everything we need with functional components, and it's a lot cleaner. So I'm going to make a components directory. I don't have to do this. I'm not going to have many components. They could just all float around in here, but I'll do it in a directory. And our first one is going to be very simple. It's going to be a greeter component. So .tsx is the extension, if I want to use TypeScript, of course. And the first thing we always have to do, however we're using Create React App, TypeScript or JavaScript, we need to import React. And then I'm going to make a component, and it'll just be the only thing I export, or maybe I'll do it on a separate line to keep it clean. But I'm going to write a function called greeter, just like this. And then at the bottom, I'll export default greeter, although of course I could just export inline. And all that this functional component is going to do to start is it's going to return an h1 that says hello. Just like that. Eventually I want this component to accept a prop that will then render a name or something. But for now, this is a valid, regular component, very basic, nothing TypeScripty about it whatsoever, right? As far as the syntax, no type annotations, no generics, nothing like that. Let's go to our app, and I'm going to import, what did I call it? Greeter, from ./component/greeter. And then instead of a hello world h1, I'm going to render a greeter right there. Go to my browser, and we see our hello showing up, right? I have a couple of these. There we go. So very simple at this point, identical to the React that you probably know and have seen before. But there are types happening. There's stuff going on behind the scenes. If we look at the inferred return type of this function, it actually is of type JSX.element. So that is a type definition that we get when we use the React type definitions and React DOM type definitions. We didn't install that, but it came with Create React App. I could go view that type definition somewhere, go to type definition, and here we are. We see interface element right under JSX, and this is an extension of the React.React element. We don't really need to worry about it. You can spend a lot of time reading these type declarations, but the point is that they are here. And behind the scenes, there's an inferred return type. Just like if I returned, the number 1, it's going to infer that we're returning a number. But if you want to annotate this so that you avoid a mistake, like if I accidentally returned a string, Jello, we're going to have a problem over here, right? If I'm trying to render this, my app is broken, it's just not good. So if I wanted to make it clear in this file that this returns a JSX element, I can do that. I can annotate it, and now I get a complaint right here. Instead of having or relying on the inferred type, now we know for sure I have to have some JSX element that I'm returning. So I'll go back to hello, and it works. And that's our super basic component. In terms of documentation to learn more about types and different patterns for writing React components with TypeScript, there's not really an official source that you can look at the type declaration, of course, but on the Getting Started with TypeScript and React section of the Create React App docs, there's this cheat sheet that they link to that I think does a really good job of showing just common patterns and helping somebody who knows React and knows TypeScript combine the two. So it's broken down into a bunch of different chunks. There's a table of contents. There's actually a whole web app you can use instead. It's the same content. It's just in a maybe easier to read format. So under Getting Started, we can look at how we write function components, for example. And these all use props, which we're about to cover shortly, but you'll basically see an explanation of the different ways to do X using React and TypeScript. Or if you wanted to write a class component, this will show you a common pattern, how you could write a typed class component. And then it answers questions. Why annotate state twice? Why do X? It's a pretty useful thing, especially once you get to more advanced stuff that I'm not going to cover, like if you're working with portals and you want to know more about Create Portal with TypeScript, you can check it out here and see an example. So I recommend using this. It's not a source of truth. It's not the official docs. It is opinionated, and I'm actually going to talk about one of those opinions in the next video, but it is a good resource when you're getting started with React and TypeScript, which we are right now. So we've got our basic component, and that's it. It's just a function, returns from JSX. And just like with any function, TypeScript can infer this return type, but if we add that explicitly there, it prevents us from making mistakes. But that's really just a preference. A lot of the React you will see in TypeScript will not have those type definitions. So totally up to you.